Hey guys, how's it going? Gonna be doing a wee review today of a very underrated Arnold Schwarzenegger film that came out in 1983, directed by John McTiernan. John McTiernan has directed films such as Predator and Die Hard, two 80s action classics, and the 1990 film The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery, Medicine Man, Die Hard with a Vengeance, the 95 sequel, the Thomas Crown Affair, and the notorious awful Rollerball, and 2003 Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta film Basic, and he hasn't directed a film since then, but the film that I'm going to be doing a review on today is the very underrated Last Action Hero. It came out in 1993. It was released, I think it was the same weekend or the weekend before or after Jurassic Park. So I mean, for its box office, that it really hurt its box office because Jurassic Park was being released, the week after Last Action Hero. I think it was the week after. I just want to have a wee look here. Let's see. I'm just on IMDb here. I'm on the trivia page. Oh, I can't actually see here where it says. But on with the review. Stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as Jack Slater, and basically the opening scene is we'll go into the film, and it's sort of the way the camera goes. It's it's going like into a cinema screen, and you see these cop cars coming, and this like really cool like music score, and it's kind of reminiscent of Die Hard, the opening scene where all the cops are outside, and there's the building and all, and the helicopter flying above the building, and all the cops outside the building, and it goes, it's set at Christmas. It goes up into the building, and the Ripper, a character played by Tom Nguyen, the Ripper, he's up in the building, and he's got all these kids with him. He's like holding the kids hostage, and then we're introduced to Jack Slater, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and really good opening appearance by Schwarzenegger, where he's walking across the cars, all the cop cars. He's just walking along the roofs with cop cars, and he looks really pissed off, and his captain, the colored guy, the captain, I think he's called Decker, Captain Decker. He's pissed off with Slater because he's always getting into trouble, and he's always like blowing stuff up and doing things the wrong way. So he's like, if you go in there, it's your badge. If you go in that building, you're getting your badge taken off you and you lose your job. So he's like, if you go in there, it's your badge. And Schwarzenegger just throws him the badge, and Tina Turner makes a wee cameo appearance there. She's like, this is the Lieutenant Governor. And then Schwarzenegger smacks him, and he's like, when the governor gets here, call me. It's really good. Like, it's a really good scene. Really good one-liners for Arnie. Like, he's got like two amazing one-liners where he's like, he's walking in the building, and he sees the guy, like one of the cops standing at the front of the building. He's like, do you want to be a farmer? Here's a couple of acres. And he just kicks him like in the balls. It's amazing. So Arnie goes up into the building, up where the Ripper is, and you see the Ripper's got his son up there as well. So he's going up, to try and rescue his son. So he goes up in the building, tries to rescue his son. He's got like loads of guns. The Ripper's like, take all your weapons out, and he throws like 7 guns on the ground and like a knife, and then he throws a grenade over towards the Ripper and his son. I think the grenade's real, but the boy picks it up and the Ripper looks at it. He's like, no, that can't hurt the boy. It's only a toy. This one can. And he's like got like a big massive axe. That's his his signature weapon, the Ripper's weapon. So when Andy, Slater's son, picks up the grenade, a wee like knife pops out of it and he stabs the Ripper, and the Ripper's like, ah. And then the Ripper throws his axe, and Slater dies and avoids it, and then starts shooting the Ripper. But as he does that, the screen sort of it gets blurry, goes out of focus, and then we realise that it's Danny Mulligan, played by Austin O'Brien. He's actually watching this in the cinema. So we find out that it's a movie. Jack Slater, he's a character in the film, Jack Slater, and in the real world, Danny Mulligan in the cinema, he's watching it, played by Austin O'Brien. So the picture's out of focus, and Danny Mulligan, played by Austin O'Brien, is getting really annoyed. So he goes up into the projection room where I think it's Robert Prosky, you call him in real life. His character Nick. He owns the cinema, and it's kind of like an abandoned cinema. Well, I don't know if it's abandoned, but I mean hardly anyone goes to it or else he only he lets Danny Mulligan come into it at night, just to watch the film on his own, because he's he's a good friend, he's like his friend. So we'll find out that Danny Mulligan, he's a movie geek, and he loves Jack Slater, the film's Jack Slater. So we'll find out that he was watching Jack Slater 3, and Jack Slater 4 is coming out, and Nick is going to be playing like a test screening to check the reel, make sure the reel's okay. I think it's like later on that night. So he goes to school and he's late. He's late for school because he's been at the cinema watching Jack Slater 3. And when he's at school, he's watching Hamlet. And Joan Plowright makes a wee sort of cameo appearance there as well as his teacher. He's watching Hamlet, and then he's like, he's going to kill him in Hamlet. He's about to kill the guy, and he's like, do it, just do it. Because villains always, talk and never kill the guy. And then he imagines Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hamlet, the badass. He's just killing everyone and doing one-liners, and he's got a machine gun and all. So he's Schwarzenegger's reenacting Hamlet, and that scene is absolutely amazing. It's definitely one of Schwarzenegger's better movies, I think. I mean, Last Action Hero is really underrated. It's such a good film. So yeah, the Hamlet scene plays out, and the next morning, because it's the next day at midnight, Nick's playing Slater 4, so the next morning, Danny's mum is getting really annoyed because she knows that he's been at the movies again, and she doesn't really like him hanging about with that guy, Robert Borski's character Nick. So she's getting really annoyed, and Danny's sitting at home, he's watching TV, he's just waiting, and his mum has to go to work. She does a night shift, so she's off to work, and she's like, lock the door as soon as I get out here, lock the door, because it's a bad neighbourhood he lives in. It's like a real shitty apartment. So his mum goes off to work and he's watching TV. He's just waiting, for midnight to come so he can go and watch Jack Slater 4 at the cinema. And while he's in the house, he's about to go out, and this like thug, this robber, comes into the house. He's looking for jewelry or TVs or whatever, or money. So he chains Danny to the toilet, and he throws the key. He handcuffs him in the toilet and throws the key down the toilet. So the cops finally come to the house, and Danny is at the police station. And the cops like, you can go home. We're gonna call your mum, and she's like, go straight home. But Danny has other things in mind. He goes to the cinema. He's going to the cinema to see Jack Slater 4. So he gets to the cinema and he starts banging on the door. Shit, the camera's like going nuts. Yeah, he starts banging at the side of the door. And Nick lets him in. And then he gives him a ticket, like a golden ticket. And he's like, this ticket's magic. I got it from the best magician in Tibet, and he got it from the best magician in the world, and like stuff like that there. And so he's like, the ticket's magic, it does what it wants to do. So he rips the ticket in half and gives half of it to Danny. So when he's in watching Jack Slater 4, he's got the popcorn ready and all, and it just like there's a really amazing shot straight into Jack Slater 4 where it's just like the camera's going, it must be in a helicopter, going across the water, and it's absolutely amazing. And it goes like into this the back garden of this like big massive house, and we find out that it's Anthony Quinn Vivaldi. He's like the main body in the film. Well, he's not the main body, but he's one of the bodies. And he's talking to Slater's second cousin Frank. He's kidnapped him. He's trying to get information out of him. And we've got also Charles Dance, who plays Benedict. He kind of is the main body. So he is the guy with the glass eye who's got all the different eyes. And he's an amazing shot with his gun, with his like revolver gun that he has. He's a really good shot. So like, Danny's in sitting watching this happening in the film, and then we see Schwarzenegger, and he's going to second cousin Frank's house, and there's cops outside, and he's like, what's happening here? And the cops are like, it's a drug bust. And then Schwarzenegger's like, the only drugs you're going to find in there is aspirin. And if you kick the door down, you're going to need them. Another good line. So Schwarzenegger goes into the house and he sees his second cousin Frank on the chair, tied to the chair. He's like, Dan. He's like, Frank. And then Frank's like, the Torellis and Vivaldi or whatever are joining forces. And then he dies. He's like, I'm out of here. So then Slater sees, a note on the second cousin Frank saying Slater, and he lifts it up and he sees 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's like, it's a bomb. So he jumps out the door of the house, and he just jumps off the porch, and the house blows up, and the 2 cops that were outside, they're dead. And Danny Madigan in the cinema's like, minor wound, both cops dead. And then you see Schwarzenegger getting up, and he's like, so, yeah, and then one of the cops is like, he's like, 2 days to retirement. And then you hear the Lethal Weapon music, so it's like a wee nod to Lethal Weapon, and he dies. And then you've got the chase scene. I mean, the chase scene here is absolutely unbelievable. You've got amazing one-liners by Schwarzenegger, like, ice that guy to coin the phrase, or, you're driving with no hands. It's easy if you practice and never ever do it in heavy traffic. So you've got like really good one-liners. "You're gonna play chicken, aren't you? Just like Jack Slater." And Schwarzenegger's like, "Does this suck weenie or what?" Really, really good one-liners. I mean, probably more one-liners in this film than any other Schwarzenegger film. Like, seriously, there's just so many good ones. I mean, that's why it's really underrated. The one-liners, the action set pieces. McTiernan's directing is, he's really on form here, because, like, there is shots reminiscent of Die Hard and Predator in this. He's a really good director. Back then in the late 80s, early 90s, he was really good. He knew how to handle action, and this it's a much lighter action film than Predator and Die Hard, because it's got like a lot of comedy elements in it, but like really good ones. And the chase scene, when the bodies are throwing dynamite, and they throw a stick of dynamite in the air, and Schwarzenegger shoots it, and you can see the ticket in Danny's jacket pocket, like, it's glowing with like kind of like electricity around it or whatever, the wee like blue sort of electricity things. So the tickets it's starting to work, and when Schwarzenegger shoots the dynamite goes through the cinema screen into the real world where Danny is, and it explodes. Dynamite explodes, and therefore taking, Danny's been transported into the actual film in Jack Slater 4. So he's in Jack Slater 4, and he's in the back of the car, Schwarzenegger's car, and Schwarzenegger sees him. He's like, "Who the hell are you?" And then he's like, "I'm Danny Madigan, I'm a kid, don't shoot me." So like Schwarzenegger's like, "How did you get here?" And Danny's like, "I'll explain to you later." Danny can't believe that he's in the picture and stuff, and then the chase scene continues, and you've got the one-liners like acne, shaving, premature ejaculation, and your first divorce. So like there's a couple of great lines from Schwarzenegger. Got the car, like he drives the car over like this like hill, and the car's like hovering, and then it hits in the Coca-Cola truck and goes over the top of that, and it's just some crazy like action scenes and stunt work. But after that there, like, I mean, you've got a lot of twists and turns and stuff, and some great scenes. I'm not gonna, I've been going on about the plot. I've been going through like every single scene. This review is quite long because it's. I just wanted to show my appreciation for it and just tell you as much about it as I can, because it really is underrated, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't checked it out before, because it's one of Schwarzenegger's better movies in my opinion. Like I say, a lot of twists and turns. You've got car chases. You've got referencing a lot of films like E.T. and Die Hard and Hamlet and loads of other ones. You've got like even we reference to Jurassic Park in it there, so you do. Really, really good scenes, like the scene with Leo the fart on the top of the building, and the crane, the helicopter shooting the building, Schwarzenegger falling from the building and getting onto the crane. And we've got scenes. What other scenes? I'm trying to think here what other scenes are in it. You've got the scene at the end on top of the building where the premiere of Slater is, and you've got Schwarzenegger trying to save the Jack Slater character trying to save Arnold Schwarzenegger in real life. You've got cameos from Jean-Claude Van Damme, just sort of we sort of bit cameos, like a few seconds with Jean-Claude Van Damme, John Belushi, Chevy Chase. I think it's either Damon Wayans or Keenen Ivory Wayans. I'm not sure which Wayans brother it is, but it's one of them. And I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think of other scenes in it as well. You've got the scene where Danny, they're in the video store in Jack Slater 4, and you know Danny goes up. He's like, "Where are the Schwarzenegger films?" to the woman. The woman's like, "What? Foreign films are in the back." "No, this guy's an action star." And then action over there to the right. So he goes over down to show, you know, T2 was out then. And he's like, "No, you were in that movie," because it shows the T2 poster with Sylvester Stallone playing Arnold Schwarzenegger's role. So and Stone's like, "This guy's an action star. He's fantastic." So you've got the video store scene. You've got the scene with the Ripper with Danny at the end on top of the building. You've got just really, really great scenes in it. There's another scene that I'm trying to think of. It's really, really good. The scene in the police station as well, where you know F. Murray Abraham's there as well. He plays sort of like a crooked cop in it. Practice. He's like, "Practice, you old SOB," and then the part where he meets Practice, the building where Leo the Fart's funeral's being held, and he's like, "Practice," and then Practice like makes perfect. You know, you've got really, really good dialogue in it. Like it was written by Steve Roth and John McTiernan. Or no, sorry, that's produced by. It was written by Sean Black. You know, who's written films. He's written Lethal Weapon films. He's written The Last Boy Scout. So he's a really good action writer. You know, and he's got a lot of humor in his writing as well. But really good cast as well. I'm gonna have to mention the cast, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the lead, F. Murray Abraham, Art Carney, who I think is Frank, his second cousin. Frank, his favourite second cousin. Charles Dance is Benedict. Great body. They were trying to get Alan Rickman, but I think Alan Rickman was looking too much money, and on the set, Charles Dance I think he wore a t-shirt saying "I'm cheaper than Alan Rickman," which I think was pretty funny. Like, Frank McRae, I think, who was Captain Decker. Tom Noonan, who plays the Ripper, is a really good actor. Robert Prosky, who plays Nick, friends, you know, Danny's older friend who sort of runs the cinema. Anthony Quinn, who plays Vivaldi, he's the boss of Benedict, Charles Dance's character. He's like sort of like the Italian mafia, so he is. You know, he's quite funny in it. He's got quite a lot of good lines too. Mercedes Real, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She plays Danny's mum. She's not in it that often, but when she is in it, you know, she gives a pretty good performance as Danny's mum. And then you've got Austin O'Brien, who plays Danny Madigan, who I think is really good in this film. I don't think he's around anymore. I think he still is acting in a few films, but you know, he was a child star, and he was in The Lawnmower Man. He was in this. He was in My Girl 2. And I think he reprised his role in Lawnmower Man 2 Beyond Cyberspace. I think that's what you call it. He reprised his role in that. But he's really, really good in this, and I think he was a really good choice for Danny Madigan. You do believe in him, and you know, you do see that he looks up to Jack Slater. And also, I forgot to mention that Bridget Wilson, you call her, but she's married to Pete Sampras now, so it's Bridget Wilson Sampras or something. She plays Slater's daughter, so she does. Meredith, so it is. or no, Whitney. Whitney. And another really good scene is, you know, where the Benedict and the folks come into Whitney's house, and Schwarzenegger comes back, and, you know, he beats all the folks up, and they find the eye on the floor of the house, and he's like, Schwarzenegger's like, it says vengeance is, and the cop like turns the eyeball around, there's like a wee click on the eyeball, and Arnie's like, don't touch, and then you just see the building, the house blowing up. And the next scene, Schwarzenegger and Danny are in the, because basically Decker says that Austin O'Brien's going to be Slater's partner, so they're like partners the rest of the film. I know it's a bit stupid, like, but, you know, it is an action sort of like buddy comedy movie. Yeah, the house blows up, and the next scene is they're in the office with Decker, and Decker's like going mad at them, shouting at them. You can't even understand what he's saying, and there's like smoke coming out of his ears. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, the glass shatters and all in his office, and Austin O'Brien and Schwarzenegger are just sitting there like black, you know, because the bombs went off. And he's like, Schwarzenegger's like, did you catch any of that? You know, because Decker's going on, you can't make out what he's saying. And, like, you know, you've got the animated cat as well. He's voiced by Danny DeVito. You know, he pops up there a few times. He's called Whiskers. He kind of saves the day when F. Murray Abraham's got the upper hand on Schwarzenegger. Danny DeVito, I suppose, you know, because he starred in Twins with Schwarzenegger a few years before. They got him to do the role of Whiskers. But, like, it's, like I say, it is a great film. This review is going on half an hour here, but, you know, I just praise this film an awful lot, and I can't recommend it enough. It's one of the better Schwarzenegger films, definitely. You know, it will be up there in my top 5 Arnie films, definitely, because like I could never get bored watching it. It's just a great fun action flick with a lot of humour in it. Well shot, you know, well directed by John McTiernan. You've got nods to other action films, you know, Die Hard, especially Die Hard, because, you know, John McTiernan's directed it before. You know, you've got the classic bad guys. You've got everything. You definitely do. You've got everything in this film. It does get a lot of hate, but I don't know why, because it is a great film. It lasts for 2 hours 5 minutes, and to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like that when you're watching it. It just flies in. You know, you have a great time with this film. And this is the DVD version of it. I'm going to be ending this review because it is coming up to half an hour. This is the DVD of it, and the extra features, you don't get many. You get a featurette, which, you know, it gives you a few behind the scenes sort of clips, which is kind of interesting, just, you know, just to see what they were doing on set and stuff. And then you get a theatrical trailer, which you usually get in every DVD, and you get a music video, AC/DC, Big Gun, which is an awesome song, really, really good song. And another thing about this film, the soundtrack is excellent. You've got like a lot of hard rock on it. You got AC/DC, you got Megadeth. You know, you've got really good soundtrack as well. But like I say, there's a Blu-ray version out of the film which I haven't got, but I'm not sure about the extra features in it. I don't think there is many, because the film didn't do as well when it came out, you know, as they thought it was going to do, because like Schwarzenegger just came off T2, so he had, I think it was like it was a 70 million budget, and I think it only grossed 113, which, you know, Schwarzenegger coming off T2, you'd think that it was gonna gross at least 300 million or whatever, but like I say, Jurassic Park was coming out the week after, so I think that's why it didn't do as well. And also the concept of it too. I don't think many people understood the concept, but you know, the concept, it's done in a really, really good way. John McTiernan understands how to direct an action film, as was seen with Predator and Die Hard, and no exception here, you know, because the direction is brilliant. But and the DVD, the picture quality in this here is, you know, it's pretty good for a DVD that came out in 2004. You know, the picture quality, I don't have any quips with the picture quality. Like, it's really, really good. But you know, overall, Last Action Hero, you know, it definitely gets a 9 out of 10 because I can watch the film over and over again. Love the characters, love the music, love the direction. Schwarzenegger gives a really good performance as Jack Slater. There's no real annoying characters in it either. I can't recommend it enough. I'm definitely giving it a 9 out of 10. This review has been very long because I just want to praise the film for, you know, for hours on end. I could praise the film. I could go on and on about it. We just love talking about it. But yeah, Last Action Hero. If you haven't seen it, go out and buy it right now because it is one of Schwarzenegger's better films. It's very, very underrated. And you know, that's all I can really say about it because this review has been over half an hour. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been a bit long, but I love the film so much. And I'll be doing, in a couple of days, I'll be doing another review of one of my favourite films of all time, and it'll probably be another lengthy review. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.